Recently, there's been a lot of transfer news around the club due to the January window fast approaching. In today's video, we have a big transfer story to discuss. Not only this, we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Callum McGregor delivered one of the moments of the season on Saturday night, smashing home a 95th minute wonder strike to snatch all 3 points for Celtic in Paisley, and Chris Sutton loved every second of it. With Celtic struggling to break down a stubborn St Mirren side and the clock deep into stoppage time, the captain took responsibility. The Hoops had gone the full 90 minutes without registering a shot on target. When Celtic needed him most, the captain answered the call. Picking the ball up around 30 yards from goal, McGregor shifted it onto his left foot and unleashed a rocket into the top corner, leaving Shamal George with no chance and sending the away end wild. Terrific player, terrific goal. Chris Sutton. A fitting response to a strike worthy of winning any game and one that could prove massive in the title race. And while uncertainty continues to swirl around the manager's future, the overriding emotion from the boss on Saturday night was relief. Now, for the main story, as Celtic have been tracking a number of emerging Scottish players for potential January and summer moves, and David Watson is firmly on that list. His situation is beginning to attract more attention across the league, and with Celtic having already missed out on Lennon Miller, they might be reluctant to let another top young Scottish talent slip away. The 20-year-old has already racked up an impressive 118 senior appearances for Kilmarnock, becoming a standout performer in Derek McInnes's side and one of the most highly rated young players in the Premiership. His energy, physicality, and consistency have made him a regular target for scouts, and Celtic are understood to be monitoring him closely as part of their commitment to strengthening the homegrown core of the squad. However, competition is increasing. The Daily Record report that Aberdeen boss Jimmy Thielen is keen to bring Watson to Pittodrie when his deal expires at the end of the season. That interest could intensify the race, especially if Thielen pushes for a pre-contract agreement with the potential to offer more regular minutes. Bill Watson is still being tracked by Celtic for both January and summer. Killie TV commentator Andrew Milligan told Celtic News he could handle it, absolutely. Of course, there's more pressure and expectation, but he knows the league inside out. He's been playing against these players for years and performing well. He grew up knowing what Celtic is all about, so I think he'd adapt quickly. What you also have to bear in mind is he has more than just a bit of versatility. Outside of his main spot, he's attacked midfield, sat in front of the two halves, and even filled in at fullback. That's big. Of course, it would be an absolutely huge loss both on and off the pitch. He's a consistent performer and does whatever the manager asks. Whether the club decide to act early or wait until the summer window may depend on outgoing business, squad needs, and how the managerial situation settles. In other news, legendary former Celtic manager Martin O'Neill was back at Celtic Park on Sunday to watch the Hoops secure a huge late victory over Hearts, and he wasted no time delivering a message in the dressing room afterward. O'Neill was invited into the changing area following the dramatic finale, where Callum McGregor smashed home a 95th minute winner to keep Celtic firmly in the title race. The iconic treble-winning boss was clearly impressed. Speaking to Viaplay, O'Neill revealed what he told the players after full time. "I just said to them afterwards, you kept going right until the end. You didn't give up. That's what this club has always been built on." O'Neill then praised captain Callum McGregor's leadership and mentality, highlighting how crucial he has become during turbulent periods. Callum is an exceptional leader. The team needed something tonight, and he delivered. Big players do that. The 72-year-old also spoke warmly about returning to Celtic Park, describing the noise, emotion, and drama of the final minutes as exactly what makes this place special. O'Neill's presence comes at a time when the atmosphere around the club has been fractious, with supporters frustrated at board decisions, protests ongoing, and Brendan Rodgers under increasing scrutiny. But on Sunday night, his words were a reminder of what the club has historically stood for: resilience, mentality, and late winners that define seasons. For the players, it was a message from someone who knows better than most what it takes to win at Celtic. In other news, Former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher has weighed in on the penalty decision that handed Celtic victory at Rugby Park, calling it extremely harsh, despite the SFA insisting it was the correct call. With the match poised at 1-1, referee John Beaton awarded Celtic a spot kick after a VAR review showed James Forrest's shot striking Luis Mayo's arm. Kelechi Iheanacho converted to seal a 2-1 win on his debut, sparking protests from Kilmarnock boss Stuart Kettlewell and fierce debate among pundits. Gallagher, speaking on Ref Watch, questioned the consistency of the decision. It's extremely harsh. When the referee was sent to the screen, I didn't think he was going to give it, because if you watch, it's his own teammate that it comes off and rebounds up. What they work to is if it comes off a part of your own body onto your hand play on, or a teammate play on. It does come off his teammate, and his arm is always in that position. It's there. It struck him, but I think it's extremely unlucky. Earlier, the SFA had issued guidance insisting the penalty was correct, noting Mayo's arm was in an unnatural position and that deflections do not always negate a handball offence. Gallagher's interpretation highlights the grey area surrounding handball laws and how they are applied in Scotland. While the law backs Beaton's decision, the ex-referee's comments suggest many officials would have let play continue, but then they'd be ignoring the law of the game. People seem to have a problem with the decision, which was correct going by the guidance issued by the SFA. The anger should be directed at the rules, not the referee VAR. The debate will do little to ease frustration at Rugby Park, where Kilmarnock felt they had done enough to earn a point. Lastly, legendary former Celtic boss Martin O'Neill has weighed in on the fan protests currently engulfing the club, insisting supporters are entitled to voice their frustrations, even as pressure continues to mount on the board. The Sack the Board message has appeared on banners, chants, and social media across recent weeks, with anger rising over recruitment, communication, and the overall direction of the club. O'Neill, speaking after being in attendance at Celtic Park on Sunday, offered his perspective on the growing unrest. Fans are fans, they're entitled to their opinion. If they feel things haven't been going well, they'll make it known. That's what supporters do. While refusing to directly criticise the hierarchy, O'Neill acknowledged that the atmosphere around the club reflects the supporters' expectations and their belief the current leadership is falling short. He added, "This is a big football club with big demands. The fans want success and they want clarity. When they feel they're not getting that, they react. That's football." The comments come at a time when tensions between the fan base and the Celtic board have never felt more strained. Protests have taken place both inside and outside the stadium, and a major shareholder backlash is now unfolding following recent AGM scenes. Despite the turmoil, O'Neill chose to focus on the importance of unity, hinting that a divided club off the pitch often leads to struggles on it.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.